All right, TJ Martino podcast here. We got another fun episode that's been loaded up in the chamber. And today I got two. Actually, this is a very special episode now that I'm looking across the table and just letting it sink in. I got two former members of a podcast that we did.
Associates.
That never actually got off the ground, but we've talked about this in the past, and I actually have a returning guest, David Denzy, in the house.
That's right.
Wait, were you on this before?
Yep.
When?
First 10 episodes, I think.
It was
maybe?
Episode 14, I think.
14. Okay,
I thought you were
close.
saying you
I
were
looked it
on
up
the
before.
first 10 episodes,
close,
like
yeah.
every single one, like a returning
14.
guest.
Yes, we did the top 10 albums of 2019.
Yeah.
And then I also have with me first-time guest, Zach Winoker in the building, people. And the reason that us three, as I was getting into, the reason why this is significant for us is because we had an idea for a podcast, I think, what was it, sophomore or junior year of college?
Junior year, I think, yeah.
And we basically had an idea where we were going to do like, just kind of like a podcast, like a weekly podcast, bi-weekly thing. We just wanted to get it started, get off the ground. So we actually ran out the studio where this podcast was started. And that kind of gave me the idea to ultimately propel into this. But
Basement of Denny Hall.
But yeah, Denny Hall, the basement. Yep. God. And we were there for, we
did like Sunday mornings at like 10 a.m. and we'd always show up like hungover as fuck and just and then come completely unprepared with like just our computers and then not know how to set up anything. Like the first two times we went there, we were like
exactly like this podcast, just show up unprepared. That's what I like though, and that's what kind of gave me an idea. Exactly. Yep. And since then it's kind of. We had always wanted to do it, and we tried it and did about 3 episodes. I think we talked about like Kanye at the time, and we did like...
We played with like, first we were like, let's pick a topic, and then we couldn't agree on a topic, and then we were like, well, let's just each bring our own thing to talk about. Yeah, and we called it like the triple threat.
It was the weave.
3-man weave, yeah.
The 3-man weave, yeah. That's how we were going to do it. We were going to do it. You're right. I remember now, because I was like trying to think about, I'm like, what was even the idea? But yeah, that's the idea. We basically were like, it was the 3-man weave. It was going to be called the Weave Podcast, and basically what it was we were each going to bring an idea, and then just kind of give each other like a 20-minute block or so to just kind of
talk
go off on it. Yeah.
Like that was our most
It was a good idea.
idea.
And I actually liked like the episode we did with Kanye and all that. I don't remember what else we talked about, but
we probably recorded like 3 episodes that maybe we could have played around with, like with editing, because we just bullshit so much.
And that's the thing. We did, we were all novices at the time. Like nobody really knew. We didn't really know how to like actually get in there and do it. But I mean, outside of like going to the studio and recording it, but we didn't know how to like edit it and master it or anything like that.
Literally just booking studio time.
Right. But it was a good bouncing off point, and that's why I wanted, like, as soon as I realized I was coming here this weekend, I was like, why don't we do a podcast? Because we had,
This is the brainchild.
Right, this is the brainchild of the TJ Martino podcast. Like, the TJ Martino podcast came from the Weave podcast. It was the child of that.
And why did we never continue with it?
I don't know.
David.
Well, I will say...
Because David's the most impulsive person on the face of the planet.
It wasn't making any money, so Zach was out. It wasn't making any money, so Zach had to bounce.
We couldn't generate any ad revenue off the first 3 episodes that we didn't release.
Yeah, Zach was in it for the money.
David,
the money didn't come.
I remember it's
after 3 episodes of posting on SoundCloud, so Zach said, I'm out.
We did post actually 1 or 2 on SoundCloud, I think.
Actually, I think they might still be there.
Because I definitely sent it to somebody to say, like, hey, what do you
might
think?
still be on there, to be honest.
I bet we could find it. Yeah.
Link in description notes.
Yeah, seriously. Link in bio. But I remember a distinct text that I got from you, like, trying to say, like, TJ and I are trying to do this on this certain day. And you were like, dude, I think I want to do like prank videos. And I was just like, fucking of course, David.
Dude,
like,
I am this close to doing that.
Because you're in your Nelk Boys phase. Well, you're still in that.
I'm still in that. Dude, I watch YouTube still. I watch Nelk, vlog creations. And they're still funny.
You know who
I like prank videos.
If you watch, and it's funny, is like you'll see Hayden tonight. Like Hayden's actually started that. Have you seen that, TJ?
Oh, he's doing prank videos?
He does, like, he and his friends, like Will Simon and their friend Chase, they do a video. They do like challenge and punishments.
Wow.
And they like actually like
So-
hate like some.
So what's like the worst punishment he's had to do?
like they did a open fire on paintballs.
Oh,
Like two of them take their shirt off in like 30 seconds, just unload on two of them. Fuck, paintballs are hurt, man. They break the skin. Like you'll get a concussion.
especially if you're getting shot from like point blank.
I don't think it was like 25 feet at least. It was,
Oh, okay. So
but enough for them to gain up speed.
yeah, if you're just getting repeatedly hitting the
Literally it's cover your jewels and then fucking just get unloaded on. That was pretty bad, but that's exactly kind of like the kind of shit that you wanted to do is the like stuff that he's kind of doing. It's funny.
Yeah. Well, that's funny that you remember that.
Because it's just typical. TJ, hold on. This is another David impulsive story.
Let's hear it.
Come on. Okay, so like, I guess must have been like
blocking
3
out
or
your
4
face.
months ago.
Oh, okay.
It must have been okay. So like, it was around the time when Ava was graduating, and Saturday at like 3 o'clock, and you just say like you want to meet us at Outer Inn in an hour. And I say, yeah, I was doing something. I couldn't meet you until like 45 minutes after. So you've maybe been at the bar for 45 minutes. And I get there after Ubering to the bar, and you just come out and say, and Ava and her friend just start running down the block, and you start sprinting off too. And you just said, are you down to go to Nashville right now? And I was just like, oh yeah, whatever. And then you actually take off sprinting, and then you telling me like, they went to Nashville that night. Like literally,
you guys just on a pulse. That's such a David move.
That's what I'm saying. And I was literally just like, dude, no. I'm like, you guys are fucking hammered right now. I just got here. I'm not going to I'm not paying for a ticket to Nashville right now.
Yeah.
And they went, and like I was literally with them for like maybe 25 minutes, and it was all just like running to Ava's hotel, them getting changed and going down, and then you guys ordering an Uber, and then I was just like,
Right.
You should have came.
I
should have came.
I should have, honestly.
Yeah, it was fun.
Wasn't Cole with you? No, Cole was already there.
So Cole was already there, and yeah, you're right. So we were at Outer Inn.
You could only get 3 tickets though.
The
So
Outer
there
Inn
was-
classic bar at the Ohio State.
Yeah, so we were Outer
times.
Inn, and it was after spring block, and we were there with friends, and our friends had left, so it was Ava and I and Allie, Ava's roommate right now, and we were like, oh, what are we gonna do tonight? And I was texting Cole, and Cole's like, yo, Nashville's a lot of fun, and
Bro, Nashville is a bouncing town, low key. Like it's a big Instagram town.
Oh, it's huge, dude. Nashville is that's interesting. That's like gotta be like, it's like Austin.
Yeah.
Nashville is like Austin, Nashville, Seattle, and then like Bisbee, Montana. The hottest cities in the fucking country.
Bisbee, Montana.
I don't even know if that's Montana's hot though, dude. Everyone in our like everyone in our generation wants to move to Montana.
Why do you think that is?
Because it's the anti-city. Everyone, the contrarian, population, the hipsters, everyone wants to get out to Montana. It's so beautiful, which I hear it is. I definitely want to go to Montana, but like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Besides, like, move to Montana.
there's a lot of
Besides just hitting fresh air and like go backpacking.
It'd be nice to like have like a small like little place out there. It doesn't even have to be like like a little like shit cabin almost. Go out there like whenever like there's a stressful time, just go off the grid. Like I want to have like a little off the grid like
When I make
deal.
my
And
first
I'm not saying it
million,
has to be big or anything, but like
when I make my first million, I'll definitely go for an off the grids cabin with a little bunker underneath there, dude. Yeah, you gotta have something.
gotta have the doomsday bunker.
Exactly. Yeah. Jet ski only, gas generator. And then just watch a lot of Life Below Zero to figure out how they do it.
Life Below Zero.
But like, yeah, then you guys ended up just going to like get off the point. But like when you went back to Nashville, you went to Nashville, and I was literally just left like being like,
I know.
what the fuck just happened?
I felt bad, but I knew exactly what I was doing, and I made sure to apologize.
Clearly, yeah.
Which I did. I knew what I was doing.
No,
and I
it's
willingly
not-
made that decision. But yeah, so we were at the bar, and I texted Zach. I texted you earlier. To be fair, you were putting off hanging out with us.
I was a little late.
Yeah, like 3 hours. It was like, yo, we're
3 hours is
remember
bullshit.
we were supposed to meet earlier in the day.
Did
and
you
you're
go
like,
to Spring Block? Did you go to Spring
I
Block?
did not go to Spring
Okay, well
Block.
there you go. So I met you fine. You didn't go either. I was only.
But you were still.
I was late.
You were still, yeah. But yeah, Zach decided to come meet us at Outer Inn, and in the time that Zach told me that he was coming to Outer Inn, and by the time that he got there, I made the impulsive decision as I was texting Cole's like, hey,
Olivia
Nashville's
hooked you
a lot
up.
of fun. And, we didn't really have a plan for the night.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what did you guys do down there once you got there? So, like, how from here, it's like a 6-hour drive, right?
Right. So what we did was, thank you to my mom and Olivia, who are both Southwest flight attendants. I fly for free on Southwest Airlines, and
What a scam.
I get
Such a
free
good
tickets
scam.
occasionally. And, Cole, my roommate, was already down there, and he had his truck. So
So you got to ride on the.
we had a ride on the way
Ride in the
back. We
bunk.
knew that. And we were like, let me
Yeah.
check the app. Let me see when the next Southwest flight is. Turns out there was a flight in 90 minutes. And you're supposed to
was
be at
the-
the airport,
that was
an
the
hour
other
before
thing.
Yeah.
your flight.
You guys left and it was like, I was like, you guys are not going to fucking make it. Like, I was surprised you guys
So,
left.
you got, how many tickets did you get? How many people went?
So I fly for free, and then I got 2 buddy passes for Ava and Allie.
So, yeah, that's
So
clutch.
she could only get 2 buddy passes
Yeah.
too. So I was kind of left in
Yeah.
the wind no matter what.
Yeah.
But
Well, if
Allie and Ava were literally like,
sorry, Allie, but
hanging on
if Zach
each
could have
other.
came, Zach would have come. But instead, Allie came. Still had a great time, and I'm glad that Allie came, and Ava, of course. But yeah, we got we basically booked the flight while we were outer in, and we had to be at the airport. I think it was actually a shorter time window than 90 minutes. I think it was 60 minutes until the plane took
yeah.
off.
You guys had no room for air.
So we had to run to Ava's apartment so she could grab
They
clothes. I
literally
just had the clothes
ran
on my
down
back.
the street. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the clothes on my back. Ava had to like grab something at her apartment because she
Yeah.
didn't want her block clothes. I was wearing like something normal. She was wearing block clothes. So she put on a little outfit for Nashville, and we had an Uber on the way. Like we called the Uber while we were outer in to pick us up at Ava's. So we were running to the Wellington while the Uber's on the way. Ava went up to get her stuff, came down, the Uber picked us up, and whipped us to the airport. Thankfully, there was no
line of
no line of
security.
security.
You guys were hammered too. Lily like made me take the phone and said like, Zach, tell me if they're not drunk. Like I could lose my job. And I'm looking at David, who's like, all he wants to do is go to Nashville
I was more
right now.
fired up and
And
speaking fast because I was like, I need to move. The
Yeah,
flight's in
you were
60
making
minutes.
moves, but also I was just like, yeah, they're fine. Like Allie was so drunk. She was like, she wasn't stumbling, but she was like,
Allie and Ava slept on the plane.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
But
that
it was
tells you
a,
enough right
How
there.
long was the flight?
Like an
1 hour.
It's an hour flight. It's
1
not at
hour.
all. You slept on an hour flight. Like
So we got to the airport,
Did you get
so
drinks on the flight? Oh wait, they probably didn't give them out.
They didn't even, yeah, it was such
you
a
guys were
short flight.
talking
They
about
didn't
it.
even
You're
give
like-
out drinks.
You're like, we need to drink on the flight because otherwise we're gonna sleep. And like, sure enough, it tells me.
Yeah, they slept anyways, but this is what was awesome about it was we made the decision an hour before the flight took off. We got there, it was a 1-hour flight. So we were in Nashville 2 hours after we made the decision, and it was a 15-minute Uber to Honky Tonk Central from the airport. So in 2
You just went
hours and
straight to
15 minutes, we were at Outer Inn, and in 2 hours and 15 minutes we were at Honky Tonk Central in
You guys rent a
Nashville.
hotel room?
Wow.
We didn't even have to rent a hotel room.
Did you just stay in Cole's room or whatever?
Yeah, Cole had a friend there,
You did
and we
go
just
for free.
crashed their
You did just go
apartment.
for free. All
We
you had
went
to
for
suffer.
free.
All you did was suffer was just the car ride back while hungover.
Yes, but it was
That is-
a good car ride. It was 6 hours,
And
like
you got-
5.5,
you got a
6
group-
hours.
Was it just the 4 of you two in that car?
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge. I figured Cole was driving someone else too.
No,
that's
just
huge.
us 4. Cole had his truck, which Cole has like a 2017 Silverado now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Damn,
nice.
The,
It's
the
comfortable.
Jeep's gone.
Yeah, the 2004 Wrangler's gone.
Damn,
Dude, I
bro.
remember when he first got that Jeep.
Yeah.
I love that Jeep. I forgot that he fucking.
Dude, he
I
sold
totally
that. He
forgot
sold that for $8,000.
Yeah, it's a
Really?
It was a
Did he-
2004.
Yo, did he get on
Yeah, it
that,
had
or is that
over.
good as
I think it
dad?
had over 100,000 miles on it.
And he sold it for $8,000.
Sold for $8 grand.
But it's a Jeep.
I think he bought it for 10. He bought it for 10 when he was 16
Yeah.
years old.
He bought
sold
it?
it for 8.
That's a great deal.
I think his dad did.
That's a great deal.
That is kill. That's killer value.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was. We drove up here, Columbus, a couple of times in that Jeep when we made those visits.
Yep.
Yeah, when I was like hung out with Cole over over like the very start of quarantine, we were whipping around in the Jeep. Dude, what was like what's like in that vein? What's the most like spontaneous thing you've done over the summer?
That's a good question.
And it sounds like a lame question too,
no,
but
no. Actually, I have an answer for it. I built a computer.
oh, dude, I saw your.
Yeah, I'm gonna have. By the time you've seen this, I will have already made it. But I'm gonna make like a little announcement thing kind of breaking down what's been happening with this podcast over the past 4 months and why I haven't been posting, but it hasn't been in vain. I'll say that much, but you'll already know at this point. But basically, I built a computer. Yeah, and cause like
Are you a PC guy now?
I am a PC guy now. Yeah, because I was
fucking nerd
to edit this, and this is basically the point. The last episode of the podcast that I had made, which was a long time ago, back in April, I had made a podcast talking about how I wanted to replace my laptop because I have a 2015 MacBook Pro. And, I used it all through college. I mean, it traveled to every class with me, bouncing around in the book bag, I
was thinking about replacing my laptop soon.
Yeah, and it was just like, I couldn't edit this podcast on that laptop any longer and make a product that I was happy with. And that's why I was like, I need to take the time to just figure out what I want to do computer-wise, and then I can push this thing to the next
why
level.
Not make your own PC?
Right, and I was thinking, if you watch that podcast, I talk about the WWDC, which is basically this big Apple announcement event that they do every year to announce products. And I thought they were going to be announcing new MacBooks at it. So I was like, man, okay, once they announce the new 16-inch MacBook, I'm just going to buy that and that'll be my computer. But that rolls around in May or I think it was the first week of June that rolls around, WWDC, and they don't announce any new computers. They announce the new iPad and whatever other stuff. But I was like, okay, so now I'm stuck in a conundrum where I'm like, do I want to wait any longer? But then I'm like, well, I'm not gonna be able to post any podcast episodes. I want to get it back as soon as possible. So I kind of molded over and ended up wasting a lot of time. But at the same time, I was doing other stuff. But eventually I just kind of came to the conclusion I wanted to build a computer. And in June, middle of June, honestly, I decided, and I was looking around for parts, and right now, obviously, there's a huge shortage with everything, but especially with the computer market, it is an absolute nightmare when it comes to getting graphics cards right now.
Oh, dude, when I was working at an electronics recycling company for a little bit, and we would get some graphics cards in, and these dudes would try to just call us up and buy them, and they're so fucking expensive. There was this super nice one we got that came in, and it must have cost $800, and this guy comes in and he's like, I've got 300 cash. And my boss just
They're
says,
going for more than that now.
And my boss just says, get the fuck out of here. No.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. I mean, it's not even half, and people want them regardless.
Yeah.
They're very in demand right now. So basically what I did was I was looking at scalpers online trying to buy one because I was I need to get this going. And
that's crazy.
I found a guy that I was going to buy from, and I put a $1,100 payment in for a RTX 3080 graphics card, and the delivery date comes, it doesn't come. So I'm
shrewd nerds.
So I ended up fighting it and getting it. I ended up getting reimbursed. Yeah, I got refunded by the credit card company, but
so you got scammed.
I got scammed.
Damn,
I got scammed.
That's
so
a bigger story here.
That's what I'm saying. There's probably so many dudes who are doing that.
And so what happened? Yeah, so I ended up getting my money back, but when that happened, and that dispute took literally a month for me, trying to figure that out. But I was I knew I'd be fine because I'm I have all the evidence. I had screenshot. I sent them literally a 5-page document of evidence.
Just hammered them with fucking
literally paperwork. I sat down for an hour after work one day and just went to town on it and made a legit deposition document of everything. Literally. And with exhibits and everything. Yeah, and as soon as I submitted that,
fucking lot.
Yeah, I was on the hook for $1,100. I was a little freaked out, but I knew I'd be fine.
You can buy a whole new laptop for $1,100 like that.
So I got reimbursed. And what I ended up doing was doing Micro Center down. There's Micro Centers everywhere, but I went to Micro Center and basically they basically have a raffle system for graphics cards.
Stranglehold on I didn't realize how Micro Centers were a chain.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that at all because they look so dumpy from the outside. Right. They look like a used car dealership renovated for a computer place.
They totally
there's there are ones in every city.
That's a great point.
It's the strangest sight. I was driving down I think it was Morse Road, and there's a Micro Center, or it's Bethel Road, and there's a Micro Center. I was on my way to a doctor's appointment early in the morning, and it looked like there was a shoe release.
Yeah.
People were lined up outside a Micro Center.
That's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting
to. There's the new mufflers getting released
like,
outside
what?
this auto parts place.
What's going on outside a Micro Center?
Listen, yes, that's what I was getting into. Was they used to have Micro Center used to have their system was first come first serve for graphics cards. So you showed up,
there you go,
and you had to wait in line all night. So you would have to show. People would show up at midnight and
Bro,
wait in line.
It's March Madness, like you're camping out for Midnight Madness or something.
Literally, you camp out, and then they show up, and basically the shipment shows up, and they go, "All right, we have this many of this."
Dude.
And if you don't get it,
it's like
you don't get it. So
working at the docks in like the 1880s where they said we need 4 positions and then, choose the 4 biggest Polacks and then send the rest home.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
That's fucking crazy.
And what eventually they ended up changing the system in the middle of the summer. Because I was like, that's why I went to the scalper, because I'm like, and the scammer is because I was like, I'm not going to wait out in the friggin' middle of the night for this thing. Like, no way. And so eventually, though, I think it was like in July or August, Micro Center like changed their policy to where they have a raffle system. So you show up there at like 9 a.m. and they have like a QR code that activates at 9 a.m. and you basically scan it and then put all your information in on the website and you basically jump in line, and then at random they just pick people, and then
that's not bad.
And then by 9:45, by 9:45 if you're gonna get one or not. But
yeah, but that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not as bad. It's definitely a much better system than the waiting out in line and in the middle of the night. Like, and I just don't think I think they were getting sick of having people loiter outside of their property all day. Like, dude. People would literally bring in just like tents and chairs.
10 nerds playing Dungeons and Dragons outside waiting all night or playing Magic the Gathering. Like,
so yeah,
should be fun.
I entered the raffle and I ended up getting a graphics card for pretty decent price. I paid a little bit. I paid the premium, but I mean, you're gonna. I paid about $1,400 for mine. But it's a 3080.
How much was it total to build the whole PC?
I built a really nice computer.
Okay,
I spent a little bit more money. Okay,
but I've always been wondering, because I figured like the advantage of the PC, building your own PC, was that you could make it like how you wanted, to all the specs and all that crap. But then also like I figured it would be a little bit cheaper. But I have no clue. You keep burping.
It can be. It varies. I mean, it depends on what you're going to use it for. For me, I'm using it for editing. I want to do motion graphics. I want to do a little music production, maybe nice other stuff I want to do. So, like, yeah, I wanted to get a nice system, and yeah, I paid a lot of money. I paid probably it's a little over $4,000 because I bought a monitor too. But, whoa. Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to spend that much on it.
I don't feel bad about that though, because that's an investment in yourself.
Yeah, that's literally what I was gonna say. It's an investment. No, I don't feel bad about it.
You want to pay $4,000 and have all that capability now, or do you want to wait till you have the money and I don't know, justify that in 10 years?
And on top of it, the prices are only gonna go up on this stuff. So that's why
that's just way more than what I expected. I thought it was gonna be like,
I mean, you can build a nice computer for $1,500, $2,000. I mean, yeah. But think about it. You use it as a computer. You can use it as a game console. I'm not getting the new PlayStation or the new
Xbox. Gaming on your PC.
Yeah, I can do that. And there's more games on computer. Oh, you did?
I spent $750 on it. I like it, dude. I haven't been playing enough, honestly.
Really?
Like, I was never a big gamer ever, but like, I got the PS5. Like, I was like, it's COVID. It's like, I'm gonna be stuck at home more often. Now's the time to get it. I'm gonna be bored. I spent $750 on it from a dude on Facebook Marketplace, which I was like, okay, not bad. I didn't want to wait any longer. I'd been trying to get one for like 5 months, but I haven't played it in like. I played a little bit of Spider-Man last night, and that was the first time I played it. The Miles Morales.
Oh, I haven't played the Miles Morales, but I played the original one, and that was really fun.
It's sick, dude.
And I loved the story on that too. I'm like, this is like one of the best Spider-Man stories I've ever seen done. Like, seriously, like the way they did Doc Ock and all that was really well done.
Was he in the first one?
I think he is, yeah.
Shit, now I need to play it.
Oh, it's really good.
I'm so excited for the change, changing topics again, but you saw the new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, right?
Yes. No, yeah.
Did you see it,
Let's talk about it.
Oh, my God. I mean, you're not as big as... You haven't seen all the Marvel movies. You're not a big Marvel
I'm not a
guy.
Superhero movie guy.
Yeah, which is weird.
It's losing me, too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's okay, right.
Well, you guys, I'm going to plug my phone in real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, a lot of the time, it's like enough is enough, but like, dude, this one looks sick. I mean, I'll always dig Spider-Man. I'll always dig a maybe not dig it, but like I'll always watch a Wolverine movie.
Yeah, no, this one looks good. I
It's
actually
got Doc Ock coming back.
Yeah, I did reviews for Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision, and I didn't love either of them.
Really? I heard they were both really good.
I thought WandaVision was okay, but I thought Falcon and Winter Soldier was so like melodramatic and bland.
People were jerking off so hard to both of those.
Really? Yeah.
From what I saw on my feed.
No, a lot of my friends like it too. I'm in an MCU chat with a lot of my
beer.
friends from my old fraternity, and we always just talk about the news and all that with the MCU. And yeah, they're still in on it, but like it's losing me. Ever since Endgame, it's just been like none of this really matters. The stakes are completely gone. Like Black Widow, I thought was the first 10 minutes were amazing.
I haven't seen Black Widow, but it did look bad. I had to figure that it was just going to be
I'll say this
bad.
much: the first 10 minutes were amazing, and then the movie completely falls off a cliff. But
I don't see Florence Pugh as an action.
she's
star.
actually really good in the film.
She's a good actress. She's very good.
Yeah, the MCU.
I'll see it eventually just to see those two act.
Yeah,
Like,
I think Spider-Man looks good though, but
I'm so
back
excited
to
for it.
gaming though, like and the so you did. When did you get the PS5?
the fall.
Oh,
Sometime in the fall.
last year?
It's been 8 months. Well, shit. It's
So
been
what
10 months now.
Did you have a PS4? Did you have an Xbox One?
I had nothing. I got my.
This is like your first console.
I got
in a
my
while.
PS4 stolen in college.
That's
It was
right.
the same night I got my TV, PS4, and my car stolen.
Yeah, that story is crazy. So you got
Brutal, dude. Yeah. Okay. So just
break it down for the people.
So like we came back. God, I guess it was during the summer. Like going at the end of end of junior year. I was end of this year, and we came back from a party maybe like 1 a.m. Didn't lock the back door. We just didn't. We just walked back in.
Yeah, and
like
you used to come home early.
Honestly, yeah, dude.
kidding.
Yeah, that's kind of early. But we came back and like we went up to the third floor to get high and play like some music, and like we ended up going to bed at like maybe 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
I had so many chances. We definitely went back down there to like get water. Like you went in the back door right into the kitchen, so we were like definitely like making some bullshit and like getting water and all that stuff, and just left it unplugged. And I literally I was laying in bed at like 4 a.m. and I hear something downstairs, and I just figure it's one of my buddies getting water or something, or like knocked over something.
Stumbling around, yeah.
And I almost thought, I was like, should I check? Because it's late. Because I thought everyone went to bed. Like I left my roommate's room, and I was like, nah. Because like the off chance it is, what am I gonna do? Like walk into a burglary and like get shot or whatever? Who knows?
Crazy
that
you
they're thinking
recall,
no witnesses.
this didn't just happen while you were
Dude,
asleep.
I was
you
I literally thought about going down there and checking, and I'm glad I didn't. But the next morning, I like go out onto my balcony, and I'm like, I can see our parking lot from my balcony, and I just don't see my car there. And like, I'm so hungover, so I'm just like double take, and then go downstairs. I'm like, well, the first thing I did was just go downstairs, and I was like, the TV's not there. It's like, did someone like move it into their room late last night and they just wanted to watch? It's like a fucking heavy ass TV. I was like, who the hell did that? It's like the PS5's not there. And then I go out and then I like start looking around and my car's not there, and I like freak the fuck out, like lose my mind. I was starting my internship. I was starting my internship. Oh, they were soon. I was screaming.
Did you?
Dude.
Yeah. So you woke everybody up with the news.
Oh, dude, I was literally like doing the most melodramatic, like, no. I literally went outside and screamed no, like I just found out like I was adopted.
Oh man, I wish I was your neighbor. I wish I could have noticed that.
But
witnessed that.
And I immediately went. I was so petty about it. I immediately asked my friends, like, "Did you not lock the door when you came in?" Like, all I could think about was like, whose fault was this?
Who can I blame for this?
Because like I was the last one who came in too. It was my fault. And all I could do was I was like,
oh man,
did you not lock the door?
Start passing blame.
Everything's gone. And oh my god!
So what did you end up doing? Did you file a police report, or did you just
filed a police report? And I was like, first thing I did was call my mom, obviously, because I'm a little bitch, and then ask her what I need to do, and then like called the police, and then I was like, oh shit, they're gonna have to come in and dust for prints. Got to get rid of all the paraphernalia, everything that's like gonna look bad. Just clean up while I'm also like freaking out and like having a meltdown. He dusts for prints, and he's just like, yeah, we usually don't find these. And it's the end of the school year. I'm starting my internship at the EPA in a week, and I need my car. It's an hour away. So I'm like, I'm fucked. Literally, I'm fucked. So I go to vacation with my buddies. We rented a cabin in North Carolina, and we're driving. This is a couple days later. We're driving down, and I get a call from the detective, and he says, "We found your car." And I was just like, "Let's go!" Like it was like the best 4 days ever because I was like had the relief. I was like, "I'm coming back to my car." They didn't find the TV and PS4. I knew that shit was long gone.
Yeah.
And then driving to work a few days later, maybe my second day of work. And I drive a manual, and I'm imagining the dudes who stole my car did not, because that's probably one reason why they ditched it. They found the keys with it though too. I don't get it. It was almost like they had to change a heart halfway through stealing it. They're like, that's a manual. No one wants this shit.
Maybe they couldn't drive stick.
They couldn't.
He may not have even recognized that it was manual. This guy may have been an idiot and been like, "This car doesn't work."
He was just driving in first gear.
First gear, and they were probably just this car's making sounds like a freaking four wheeler going through this.
Probably thought it was. They're like, let's just leave it off the side.
Of all the cars that we could have stolen, we stole the one car that was broken down.
You see
but they had to get it. I mean, how often do you steal? You go rob someone's house and you get a PS4 TV. They took the couch cover too, something to lift it. They thought this shit out, and then they go outside and they have a getaway vehicle already in place for them. I mean, that's a dream. And so I'm driving to work the second day of work, and I'm just going down the highway, and I start. The gas pedal stops working. The engine just dies. It just died, and I'm just like. No! Again, just screaming. No! And end up being 3 hours late. Stay at my the person who I my internship partner. Stay at his house for the night. My dad comes in and takes me up to buy a new car the next day. They said the engine was melted to the point they didn't know that part of the engine could melt. So those dudes who stole it must have just been having it in first gear.
Right.
Going
That's what
40
I think
miles an hour. And I'm surprised the engine just didn't explode however fast they were taking it.
Yeah. And I think the engine probably stalled out or went to just
they were
collapsed.
Probably just they were just grinding and finding them the whole way down.
Hey,
so that's how I lost my PS4.
I hope that these guys hear this podcast.
They're just like, oh my God, it was him.
We made it. We made it on the TJ Martino podcast.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's your guys did you guys ever get shit stolen in Ohio State?
No, I never got shit stolen, but I had people break into our apartment.
Okay. You didn't lose anything when they broke in though.
So they broke in when we were on spring break last year.
Oh, they had a free reign.
Yeah, and
at Sammy.
They tried to pry into my door.
At Sammy?
No, this was at our apartment on on 17th or whatever.
Okay.
And I didn't get back because our plane landed in Cincinnati, so I just stayed the night in Cincinnati, stayed home. But my roommates all went home from Mexico, and
this is when you guys went to Cancun.
Cabo. But
okay.
Yeah, we got back, and they got back. Obviously, I was back home, but for the night, and then I came back the next day.
What a rude awakening!
Yeah,
dude,
I'm so glad I stayed home because they got back and saw that.
And immediately they're tired, exhausted.
The front door was compromised, and they had gotten into two of my roommates out of six. I think they got into three of them. I think 3 of the 6 they got
the jackpot, man.
Yeah. And but they tried to get into mine, and you could see the marks on the door panel.
What do you think they used? Do you think they used a crowbar or some shit?
It wasn't that big, but it almost looked like they were trying to pick the deadbolt with a screwdriver or a flathead or something like that.
Probably a flathead. That's a good bet.
So I don't know for sure, but
all-in-one tool.
It was definitely sketchy. But then they ended up. The North Step ended up putting a metal shield over the front door,
put some spikes on it too.
The crack in the door, they basically put a shield over the crack in the door, so you couldn't get in there and mess with the. Because that's why I think they came in. Our front door just doesn't have a deadbolt, so they just bypass the lock on the doorknob.
What about you?
I surprisingly.
Dude,
never had my car broken into.
I had my car broken
into.
I had my car broken into a half dozen times, and most of the time I never had shit in there. But they got my golf clubs. I'm thinking, man, that was in my trunk. So, I mean, you know, I guess I just left my...
They took
I think
your
there
golf
was
clubs?
They got my golf clubs, yeah, and I haven't replaced them since. It sucks, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to golf more. But, like, they must have... Like, they were thorough. They had time. Like, I'm just saying, like, the balls on these dudes to, like, go into someone's car and then also, like... Yeah, while I'm around, I might as well check the trunk. And, like, then you're carrying golf clubs down the street. Like, that is obviously... It's, like, 3 or 4 a.m. You're not playing golf. Like, anyone sees you, they're going to be suspect.
Yeah.
Like, and I called like the places, like I called Play It Again sports locations and sent them pictures of the golf bag. I try, man.
This is
It's
actually
like a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's so many clubs. I just got new clubs too.
I do have something related to that. You made me think, you know how I've been parking my CRV in the fire lane?
That's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, well, there's no signs that designate it as a fire lane. I just learned that it was the fire lane. My leasing office told me, which I'll get there. But our apartment, you know, it's kind of tough to find parking, and people park in the handicap spot. People park in
Savages.
spots that just aren't spots. So I don't feel bad about parking in the fire lane. So I parked in the fire lane, and
that's like on the backside. Like, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I was parked like perpendicular to all of
I've
the
been
cars.
seeing people doing that. I've been seeing people do that.
Yeah, so
Makes it hard to get out.
yeah, and so apparently somebody backed into my car, and my car is like 6 months new to me. It's an used car, but it's new to me. Somebody backed into me. Did I show you the pictures?
No, let me see it.
Somebody actually did some real damage to the body, and like body work's not cheap. So I was pissed.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a little paint scuff. Like they knocked something off my car. So they really hit it hard.
And then they just left.
They just left.
Nothing.
And it's somebody in this building. There's like 30 units in this building 12. And I know it's somebody in this building.
Because,
they hit me and they left. And, I called our leasing
Savage.
office and I was like, hey, let me know if somebody calls.
Do they there's no cameras or anything that you could refer to?
No cameras, but this is my plan. So, you made me think of this when you said you were calling Play It Again. So I'm thinking about, there were no cameras. Nobody's turned themselves in.
You didn't find paint on it? Like you could.
I looked at other cars and didn't.
You couldn't ascertain like it must have come from a black car because okay.
And this is still a young community, so about everybody's car has some marking on like one of the four corners. So I wasn't gonna, I can't really make an assumption of whose car it is. And my car is silver, so it's not like I have like distinguishable paint. But my plan, I'm open to advice here, but what I'm thinking about doing is putting up like a decoy camera, like getting one off Amazon that's fake. And then
this is a Scooby-Doo episode.
I'm going to take a picture of it and then take a picture of my car and I'm going to post in our community app and just say, I'm going to say,
you're going to fake them out. You're going to fake them out.
Yeah. I'm going to say, we have footage for whoever in building 12 hit my vehicle. I'm going to give you 36 hours or I'm turning you into the police and you're going to get charged with a hit and run. So you have 36 hours
intimidation audit.
Yes. So it's strictly intimidation.
You're a fucking drug dealer. That's wild.
That's my plan because I'm pissed. It's like, I have insurance, but like a deductible is $500 and it's going to be $500.
What are you going to do if they say, let me see the video?
What if they just call you on your bullshit?
Well, if somebody comes forward to ask me for the video, then I'm going to make an assumption that it's them.
Fair. That's also super. When some weirdo is just like, this guy's bullshit.
Right.
Or what if the leasing manager sees that and says, sir, it's against our policy to install any other
dude, this is Liberty Place Apartments.
Surveillance.
For everybody that doesn't know,
management
doesn't give a shit.
Management may not exist.
Exactly. This is a free-for-all community.
I just moved into. David's been living here for a year. I just moved in to another building on the other side of the complex. Like if I didn't reach out to them, they would have never sent me a lease. No, 100%.
Yeah,
they don't do anything. And
you sign a lease after you move in.
I called
it's like a major liability because with squatter policies, like people could move in.
Cooper told me
and then
that.
they'd have to try to evict them and go through that process. Which like right now there's like an eviction moratorium. So
yes,
like, you could have moved in and probably stayed here
for like months.
Yes. Probably.
And then just keep doing those scratch offs until you get
I think that moratorium's getting lifted though. The eviction one is.
Yeah, it's
I know the school student debt one is not yet, but I think the eviction one is.
Yeah, it's actually I'm in the space. I'm in commercial real estate, and residential. And it was actually unconstitutional for the CDC to put in place that,
which makes sense because it's
moratorium.
like the only people allowed to make laws are Congress. Like,
that is
you know,
weird.
It's like,
I wouldn't imagine the CDC can make
the
any laws
CDC's not
besides
a governing body.
recommendations.
Exactly, it's a recommendation. It's a guideline, and that's it. Like, you know, like they can't. Nobody voted for this. You know, like
You guys aren't elected officials,
right? Exactly. So it's like, it makes total sense. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens because a lot of people are going to be left on the hook now for paying rent. Because think about it, it's been a year and a half and people have not been paying rent.
It's been so long, bro.
I mean,
so long.
shit, it's kind of making me not want to pay rent.
I mean,
especially here.
You could cash in on this this
Thing is,
lawsuit
though,
make with your decoy camera. You should try that. Honestly, you should just get a real camera, and then a real camera's got to be the same price as a decoy camera.
No, decoy camera is plastic.
Okay, but
it's not a piece of technology.
Who needs a decoy camera? Like, I bet like a little camera that you put out by your car would probably cost you like $25.
Well, yeah. But the whole reason I know that I can't then capture the footage of what happens. So.
Right. But what if someone like goes up to it and says like, this shit's fucking plastic? That's what I would do. If you sent that out there, I'd immediately go check out the camera.
Well, they'd have to like get out a ladder and go inspect it.
Are you going to do that? You're going to drill in a ladder into the brick?
Yes, I will. I will do that.
Oh my God. This is such like a Scooby-Doo heist. Or, it's
dude,
like a Seinfeld type shit. It's literally. It's totally what it is.
I'm trying to think, like, would
Seinfeld.
that, like, would it work? Like, I feel like people just see that and be like, why would they even want to approach you about it? Like,
also, if this person hit the thing, there's no way they're checking the community like board on active building.
Maybe. I'm not the kind of person. I'm not the kind of person to check active building.
Right. Exactly.
But what if I put signs? I could put signs on the doors, the common doors.
I mean, then you got to go to Kinko's. You're sinking a lot of money into this adventure.
Print on.
Do you have a printer?
8.5 by 11.
Do you have a printer?
At work, in my office. I have resources.
Okay. All right. Well, then
print flyers out and say whoever hit my car wanted.
Yes.
Have you guys ever done that? Like
what?
Bumped someone's car and drove off?
No.
You never have?
No.
Yeah.
Every time I bump someone's car.
I've never caused damage. I've like parallel parked and tapped somebody, but that's not enough to like
one time
cause damage.
You hit and run before?
It wasn't. I wouldn't call it a hit and run, but
it was a tap and run.
It was a tap and run. Yeah, tap and park, tap and go.
Did it leave a mark though? When
it was a bingo.
Did it leave a mark though? When
it was a basketball size. I was pulling into Kings Island, bro, in the Kings Island employee lot, and it was like a 3 o'clock, so you pull in and you're getting there early, so. The late shift has arriving in the early.
Yeah, you worked at Kings Island
for years.
That's so funny.
And the early people hadn't left yet because they get off at 4. But the late shifts arrive at 3. So you're either parking a half mile away and walking in the 90-degree heat, or you're like doing this go row by row and hoping you catch somebody who's leaving early. And I was I was like, I'm doing that every time. I will walk in 20 minutes late if I get a closer spot, especially on the late shift. So I pull in and I see a spot like someone just left, and I was driving my mom's SUV, and I was like, I could probably fit in that, and I like didn't back up or try to do a 3-point.
You just went for it.
Come in and crunch, put a knuckle into their back thing,
shit.
And I'm just like. I literally get out of my car.
Immediately start looking to see if
I get out of my car
witnesses.
and I go check, and I see look both way down the aisle, see no one in sight, and I'm just like, get back in my car and go park at the very other end of the lot. Yeah. And as I walk up, I literally I'm walking towards, and they're closer to the entrance, and I like go up and look, and I was like, it's like that big of a dent in their back bumper. And I ended up like not doing anything that night, but then I like ended up telling my mom because I was worried for some reason that I'd get caught.
What did she say about it?
She made me tell the truth, and I ended up calling in and saying nothing ended up happening because I said like someone had to report it.
Yeah.
So odds are no one reported it because I said like if anyone reports them getting dinged in the parking lot, that was me. And like let me know. And nothing ever happened of it.
They never reported it.
No, never reported it. You bet your ass I would have been. I would have gone up there and been like, show me the surveillance videos of the parking lot, like, and I would have been fucked.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how sometimes people just don't attend to that kind of stuff? Like,
I would do that now.
Like,
I was 16. I was scared shitless. Like,
Yeah,
No,
I
he's
was
talking
like,
about the person who got
I'm just
hit.
saying, I'm just saying in general, like when things like that happen to people's like cars or like something like, and people just don't. You think people are gonna retaliate and they just don't address it.
I'd be freaking out, man. You bet
It's
your
crazy,
ass I
like-
would. Like, I'm never gonna be that type of person who takes someone's word. Like, I'll pay for everything. Like, I got a guy who can knock this out easy, and I'll be like, oh yeah, give me your fucking insurance. Fat
Or
chance.
I'd be like, let me talk to the guy.
Or like, give me your credit card information, and then maybe
Yeah.
I'll trust you. Like, but that was the only time I ever did shit like that, and I still like think it was like, man.
but you ended up doing the right thing anyway.
I did,
Yeah, you
but
did.
not by my own accord.
It took a little bit of convincing.
That was the same thing. Like when I got, you know the story. Like when it was Cooper involved too, but we got kicked off our JV baseball team for stealing gum.
No, I
You
didn't
didn't hear about
this
this story? Oh man, this is like people give me shit about this stuff. Like, we're both sophomores in high school. We're playing for a JV baseball team. Come back from a game one time after we just won the division. Stop in a gas station. Our coach says he'll buy us a bunch of shit. One of the guys who's a junior asked me, Jacob Timmerman. he says he's like, dude, bet you won't steal anything. And I'm just like, well, I bet I fucking will. I bet I fucking will.
That's always how these things start. Is I bet you won't do this. Watch me.
So I grabbed one of those like 5 packs of gum that were like 69 cents. Literally the most no one's gonna give a shit about this. Just to prove a point. Then my coach sees me doing it. And he's like, stop. I'm paying for everything. Don't like, he's the coolest coach ever. And I was like, all right. He told us to stop. Timmerman comes up again and says, knew it, pussy. And I'm just like, that's it. Slide into my pocket, head out to the bus. Didn't even want it. It was just literally just a stunt.
It was just it's just a flex.
And then we were riding with the girls JV softball team.
You said Cooper also was in the same situation
There was
as you?
there was like 4 of us who
You
did
guys
the
were all
same
in the same
shit.
situation?
Like,
Okay.
I don't know if they got like bullied into it or if they were just being assholes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we were all being assholes, but I don't know if he got like,
Peer pressured.
peer pressure. Thank you. And anyway, so but as soon as we get off the bus at the high school, the girls JV coach says, I know a lot of you boys stole. Blah, blah, blah. Like, the girls told him. Like, one of the girls on the team told him.
Rats.
Yeah. And
Yeah, she's a rat. Whoever that is.
I guess they dropped names and they like knew like, or at least had an idea of like which 6, 7 did what. A couple people got away with it, but like they said they had video and like the athletic director was interrogating us. It was fucking intense.
Yeah.
Like
a 45-year-old interrogating a 15-year-old.
I was I tell my dad about it and my dad's like, might get kicked off the team. We should probably lie about this.
Wow.
And my moms, who are both psychologists, are like, absolutely not. You are watching in there tomorrow morning and telling the athletic director the truth. And I was just like, God damn it! Why did I
should probably lie about this.
I should have listened to my dad and not tell my moms even I got in trouble in the first place. Just let this play out. And our other friend was like, Lily, he just just fibbed. He just kept doubling down on all of his lies and he got out of it. He was like, they said,
That's bullshit though, because you tell the truth, you should.
He stole like a slushie too. He stole like things that you walk out of in your hands, and he was like, "I have a receipt for it. I'll get the receipt." Like, I did not do it. Like, and he sure as hell didn't have any of that shit.
I have respect on both sides. I have respect for the kid who doubled down on his lies, and then I also have respect for you for telling the truth.
But it sure as hell didn't work for me.
Yeah, but I don't have respect for the
Always.
athletic director.
Yeah, what are you doing
come on.
interrogating 15-year-olds? I get you can't steal. But she made us like come in the locker room, everyone take your hats off. Like that kind of shit.
Oh
Like
my
you're not
God.
representing the school.
Some of these
They
like
got so intense about
yeah,
it.
some of these like
It was stealing
teachers
$1,
like,
man.
Like middle school teachers used to get a power trip, and like it wasn't even really as much the teachers as it was like the administration of the.
Like, we gotta protect these kids.
The administration of the schools, like they were always like just like so hardo, like
Dude, middle schoolers, you're so right. Oh yeah.
like in middle schools, like they're And like I can only
I was
imagine
more
what it's
scared
like
of
now
middle school
'cause,
teachers
like,
than high school.
they're getting carte blanche with the COVID and just go full off. So I can only imagine how it's not now. But like back when we were kids, like they were tough.
They were the
like,
law.
and I mean they weren't hitting kids like they used to in the '60s and stuff. But like
They would yell
I'm
at us.
not gonna sit there and say I was I'm not gonna say oh it was horrible. But like they would get power trips. Like,
I would
for
have
real.
multiple teachers who would say like, all right, we need to talk. And you're just like, oh shit.
We need to talk.
Yeah.
Like this, my teacher's about to talk to me like they're a disappointed parent, like and say like, I'm not mad, I'm just very disappointed. And then you walk away and you're like, the whole class just feels like they just went,
Yeah.
we just didn't really let Mrs. Donaldson down. Like,
Yeah.
And you're like,
Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah,
and
seriously.
you walk away and you're like, oh yeah, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, my 8th grade history teacher one time literally like said we were just complaining too much about the assignment or something. And after that, I was literally just like scared to go to the bathroom, like ask the man for anything.
The best were the teachers that just were too old to be there.
Yeah,
You know, like the teachers that were hanging on their last leg, like it's time to hang it up. Like they're 3 or 4 years past its time to hang it up.
They're
and, like,
tenured to hell. They can do whatever
they're
the fucking
85
want.
years old, tenured to hell. So they just like literally fall asleep. Like we used to have a teacher in 6th grade. She used to literally like she would like be lecturing us like up at the podium, but
Just
like
completely lose her train of
completely
thought.
blind. Like I don't know if she was blind or like she wasn't blind. 'Cause she'd be reading, but like she would literally just sit up there and we could do whatever we want. Like we would throw stuff across the classroom. She wouldn't notice. Like we'd be running around doing like we had like a line of like four desks like across like in like the second row, and we would do what do you call it? Musical chairs. And see who can like not make. We would do like
That's so funny,
the
bro.
drawing games, all that stuff.
Man, shit, that'd be the funnest thing to go back and do today. Is to go back and like act like you would when you had a substitute teacher.
Oh yeah.
And just be like, oh, like, like just like switch names with each other when there was a substitute teacher in 6th grade.
Substitute teachers are cannon fodder. They really are. Like
You're walking into that class and everyone's just like, best day ever. Let's go.
you're walking into a Shark Tank when you're in a
just gotta-
substitute teacher, especially at our high at Muller.
Yeah.
God, I love you.
Substitute teachers are like walking into the lion's den. Like literally, you were gonna get rocked
If
by
I was
like,
a substitute
disobedient
teacher,
kids.
if I was a substitute teacher at Moeller, I would just be like, listen, you guys just do whatever, and I'm just gonna make sure none of you guys die. Like I'm not
Yeah.
trying to make sure you guys do any of the things that your teacher left for me. Like, fuck that. You guys were probably a nightmare.
I don't even remember any
Like we fucked around in
distinguishable-
public school, but you guys are all boys who are all just
Yeah, it was
fucking little assholes.
All I can think of right now off the top of my head for substitute teachers though was Mr. Gagel. He was a lacrosse coach
I remember.
my freshman
Gagel.
year.
I remember he was a sub.
gross
Yeah,
name.
And he was a sub, but he laid down the law.
yeah, he was a
laid
hard
down the
up.
law,
He
bro.
was a hard up. Him and Mr. Perkins. Mr. Perkins was he was a hardo too. You
I don't
remember?
remember Mr. Perkins.
I don't know if you had him as a sub, but he was.
No, I
He
didn't.
was like he was like the.
He was a long-term sub, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I
He
didn't have him
was.
because I wasn't in that class.
Yeah, he was. But yeah, he was kind of a hardo too. But like most of the substitute teachers are just like, don't break anything. Like
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like
try to make it look like you're working. Like
that's what I would do.
I have a funny substitute teacher story. I was in 7th grade at Loveland. I was in all men's course, which had 82 7th and 8th grade aged boys.
Disaster.
82 of them in one class. And it was chorus.
And everyone's designed to yell.
Yes.
So all you do is scream
Yes,
bullshit.
it was naturally, even with Mr. Miller, was a fuck around class.
Oh, 100%. Mr.
so every
Miller.
day it was rowdy, even with the
my
teacher.
God.
And one day we had Mr. Need.
Mr. Need.
Mr.
I was,
Need.
I couldn't think. I was literally going to say,
Yeah.
TJ, you never went to Loveland, so I don't know if you ever had him, but this guy was a character of all characters of substitute teachers. He looked like Santa Claus. He said, you can't call the bathroom the bathroom, it's the restroom because there's no bath in the bathroom. And like,
oh my god.
and he would literally write that on the board each time. Besides that, he didn't care, and half the time he'd just be falling asleep in the desk. But he literally, yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry,
great guy.
Mr.
But
Mead. Oh, he was
one
hilarious.
substitute teacher up against 82 12-year-old boys.
Oh
is
my
just,
God.
you
With
know,
the
you're setting
ability
yourself up for failure.
That's stepping into the Shark Tank
Yeah.
right
Oh my
there. Yeah.
And man,
Chorus
so much.
too, because chorus is what everyone did. Who was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking do a music class.
Yep.
Fuck it, I'll do chorus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me, I was like,
Yeah.
I should do strings so I can, you know,
Yes.
like expand myself. Fucking fuck that up.
I have one distinct memory from that class. Like that was a memorable day for me because you were laughing so hard, like your stomach was hurting.
Oh, I can picture it.
That
I can
whole
picture
45 minutes.
I can totally picture
one
it.
thing that I remember happening, Jack Newbanks. Sarah DeBoomba'd somebody.
What's Sarah DeBoomba?
Do you know what Sarah DeBoomba'd is?
No.
So
is this Sarah
the choir
DeBoomba? That's
was
the name
like
of the episode.
we had like risers almost, but they were like
Yeah,
permanent risers. So
Yeah.
you like sat on them. There was like carpeted risers.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So Jack Newbanks, like a monkey, like jumped over a kid. And like this kid was sitting down, kind of like I am.
Sitting
Jack
down
Newbanks jumped over. Jack put his feet up on this kid's, like wrapped his feet around this kid's like neck, and then bumped his ass to Newbanks's, or
That's what that's
Newbanks'
called?
ass to this kid's face. Yeah, it was on ridiculousness.
Of course, it's Jack Newbanks.
So Newbanks, Sarah DeBoomba. Shout out to Jack.
I was about to say
from that class. It was so funny.
I was literally about to say, I was like, I bet Jack Newbanks or Connor Wallace did something in this class.
I think they were both there.
Those two
I know
names,
Jack was.
I about to say those two names were menaces in middle school.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a.
you guys watch this? Hey.
That's my substitute story that comes to mind.
I don't have like that's intense. I don't think I have one like that I can literally pick out an exact
I
thing.
do.
Go.
So I was I think it was a sophomore in high school, and we had a sub called Mr. Y.
That's easily like
Mr.
already
Y.
already.
Or not
the joke-
Mr. Y. I'm sorry, Mr. S. Mr. Y was another sub.
Mr. Y is like already
Still,
the jokes
though.
are there because you just
Mr.
call him Mr. Who.
Yeah,
It wasn't
S.
Mr. Schneebly.
Mr. Y.
It was not Mr. Schneebly, but it was
Mr. How.
It was Mr. S.
You didn't play guitar and
he
try to
was a
start a
sub-
band with your class.
He was a sub for Mr. Rosfeld's class, and
Oh, so this was high school.
yeah, this was sophomore year of high school, and basically they had like the room was set up where like all the desks faced like the chalkboard, but in the back all of it was all windows, but like the back row of desks were like right up against the windows. So like we were there, and this kid Demetrius, who is a legend of our graduating class. I haven't seen him in forever, but he was there, and he was like messing with this kid, and basically like was trying like playing with his desk and all that. But like as we started class, Mr. S was like, "All right, guys, like you can pretty much do whatever you want, but just don't break anything." And we're like, okay,
Smart
like that's
sub. Good job already.
Yeah, we all learned each other. Like this is not usually what is told to us. Like usually they're like, do work. Like oh, the teacher has this curriculum for you to do today, so do that. And then everybody just
pages.
yeah, and then nobody does it, but like they at least try to like institute some sort of game plan. But
Exactly.
like in this case, Mr. S was just like, I don't know, just do whatever you want, just and just don't break anything. And so Demetrius is messing with this kid, and next thing you know, like he just starts messing with his desk, like shaking it, like. He would put something underneath it so like that it would be uneven and it'd be wobbly, and he'd be wondering why, like that just doing that for like the whole first 20 minutes of class, and like
That's such a Jim Halpert move.
and then eventually like he had enough. The kid had enough. I forget who it was, but it doesn't matter. But and he grabbed Demetrius and like basically grabbed him and like threw him into the window, and his head went through the glass window.
He threw him through a
Shattered
window. He threw him.
Well, he just like kind of like pushed him, and his head
Yeah.
his back of his head just like hit the window and
But
broke
shattered
through it. Shattered the window, yeah. Broke through the window.
That's
and
scary,
Mr.
man.
S was like, "Really, guys?
Oh my
really?"
fucking ass.
He's like, I had one rule: don't break anything. And what do you guys do? You break a window.
So, like, did you let him play football inside? Like, how else do you break a window? That's
Yeah, it
fucking
was-
wild.
But yeah, that was a funny sub story.
Did you
I
guys like
remember
have a lot
that
of
because
fights?
that spread like wildfire.
Oh, that was all over
everybody
the
knew
school.
within like 30 minutes of it
As soon-
happening.
well,
Because he
yeah, 'cause
shoved a guy through a window.
As soon as class ended, everybody went right into the hallway and started going, "Yo, did you not believe what we just saw?" And I was sitting literally right next to them when it was going on, so I was watching the whole thing happen.
How often does a window shatter in high school?
And I was literally like, as soon as his head went through the window, I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "This is like the tone in the room immediately like went dark," and you're like, "Oh, this is gonna be bad." And then we came in the next class, Mr. Rossfeld, like he was actually like mad at us, but like at the same time, like he kind of knew that we were just kind of like
you gotta
didn't
take
really
it with
care.
a grain of salt with your guys'
But
class.
he was like,
I'm sure with all
he
these
was like, "I
newer
cannot
kids.
believe what you guys have done." Like, blah, blah. Like he tried to blame the whole class. I'm like, "Oh, you guys, okay? Like,
two
most of
kids.
us
Yeah,
were just,
right.
we
Come
were all
on.
just gaming. We weren't.
Yeah.
Oh man, did you guys ever have like a lot of fights go on at Moeller? I feel like you would, but at the same time you wouldn't, because there's not even the girl aspect to like drive a wedge in between dudes. Like,
Yeah, I mean, not. Yeah, there was a few fights, but like, yeah, not really. Especially not over girls. It was always over other stuff. You
just
know,
the stupid shit.
Yeah, guy to guy politics of
You're a pussy.
Yeah,
No,
you're a pussy.
you're a pussy.
You said this about this person. Stupid stuff. But yeah, no, not. It is a good question, but no, not really. Not as much as you would think.
We didn't really have much. It was always just like the ratchet kids in our grade who were like,
Right.
But once every and then like fighting outside the auxiliary gym at 6:45 in the morning.
I think you're out on the GoPro.
No, it's still going.
Oh,
It just goes idle.
Oh, I see.
It's
Okay.
still the red light's still blinking. You'll hear it. It'll go beep beep beep, and then it'll die. But no. What was I saying about? Oh yeah, there wasn't a lot of school fights though. There was like a couple of skirmishes in the football locker room. That was usually where the fights went down because like it's the hot, sweaty.
Someone's not playing hard enough.
Well, no, it wasn't even about football. It was just like people brought their beef to the football locker room and solve things almost. Because it was like kind of it's a secluded area.
I'm sure that happened in ours.
And you got a crowd watching too, because all the boys like surround and just go. But I mean, it didn't happen. It happened maybe 2 or 3 times.
The thing is,
total.
nothing would happen unless you broke something. Like it's like school administrators wouldn't be mad until something like went wrong. Like I bet that like if that kid just shoved someone against the window and it didn't break, no one cares.
So guys,
But
guys, come on.
Yeah,
Come on, guys.
just settle down.
Settle down.
We would so like in the back of our English class sophomore year, we would stick pencils or we would stick stuff into the big air conditioning in the back of the class.
In high school?
Because it would just make a flutter, like,
Oh.
like the whole stick a piece of paper in there, and then the fan would just hit the paper and just make this like annoying sound. Thought it was fucking hilarious.
That is hilarious.
It's kind of funny, but towards the end of the class, like everyone's like lined up to leave. Me and it's Hayden again. Hayden was the king, and I want to talk about him when he comes tonight. He's the king of like, dude, do this. It'll be so funny.
Hayden?
You got to do this. Yes.
Oh, dude, I bet.
All of our friends will swear to it.
Oh, you probably had a lot of fun.
Oh, it was always him just dying at everyone else doing something,
That's great.
doing something stupid.
Yeah.
But he's like saying, dude, put your pencil in there. Dude, come on. I stick my pencil in there, and it just, and like the whole thing, the whole AC unit stops. It snaps the pencil and stops. And like we were and like everyone's sitting back there, and then they just hear in the back and just go, do, and the things stop. And I'm obviously like leaned up against the AC. Everyone's looking back. I'm just like,
What'd you do?
like our teacher says like I had to write a letter to the
Bro,
janitor.
how many letters have you had to write from
You did to
fucking
the
stuff?
You didn't just say, "Oh, it dropped." Like dropped a pencil, fell in there.
It's a very slim.
You have
slot.
to.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
There's intent involved.
Bro, you better write so many letters, so many apology letters.
Oh my god, dude! I had to do those all the time. That was part of my like growing up. Our punishment was to write apology letters to each other.
It's a good skill to teach somebody, though, for real.
What a better skill would have been is how to write like angry letters to get like free shit.
But honestly, if you write positive letters, you can still get free shit.
Yeah.
They'll send you stuff if you write positive stuff.
That happened to me on when we went skiing.
Oh yeah, that's right. You still have that, or was that good
Kill 'em
until
with kindness.
end of 2020?
I think that is.
You can honestly make and I've thought about, I did this like a couple of years ago, and you could do it. I need to do it again, but like you can make like I made like a template, like like email to
Like
send.
how to like say when I'm disappointed in a product.
Well, actually, it was the opposite. I was like, I love your product, and like, I love it. And then they would send you stuff. It was like,
Damn,
yeah,
that's smart.
that's something. So yeah, make like a template email, and then just literally copy and paste it, and then plug in the name.
That's how I did all my. That's how I did all my.
You'll get
like,
loaded up with $5 coupons.
if you ever had to do cover letters, that's how I did all my cover letters for applications. This template, and I changed
Right.
Yeah.
15 to 20
I would be
words.
so happy if I could get this job with
Yes.
plug in.
I am.
Yeah.
I am
I would
writing
be-
to ascertain the number.
Yeah.
I think I'd make a valuable asset to your. Like
I think I would do a great job in the position
you
at
think-
company.
You think all recruiters know that they're just like trying to weed out the people who are like, because everyone, I guess it does become fairly obvious, like who put a minimal amount of effort into this versus like, here's this cover letter and the past company is named on it. Like, that's not our company. Like, okay, next one.
Well, yeah, in that case, but yeah, I know it's more of like the uniformity of it all. That
You have
I
to
feel
suss
like,
out who
how
the
do you actually
pretenders-
gauge from that if somebody, or even from a
contenders and
simple
pretenders.
resume, like how do you even gauge like if somebody is capable of doing a job just off of a resume? Because I mean, I feel like people would just like.
I had to do that, bro. Like with my last job before when I left, I was working as the EHS manager of this like electronics recycling company for like 7 months. I just took it because I didn't have anything else going on. I was trying to work for the EPA, but they had a hiring freeze, so I was like, I need a job. I'm not trying to move it back in with my parents. So I took that, and like I left once I heard back from the EPA after 7 months. And I gave them only like a 4-week notice, and it's a small company, and my position's like important, so I had to like go through candidates, and I'm just like, I'm not qualified to do this.
Right.
Like I'm just looking through these resumes. I'm like, okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like I guess that sounds like it could be applicable. Like really, but it's up to you, dog. Like I'm out of here in 4 weeks, and I am not coming back.
Yeah, it's hard. I feel like.
Especially when the small companies, when the hiring department is just also the CEO and the COO and the HR department and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah, it's all like yeah. But yeah, thanks guys for doing this stuff for real.
Yeah.
I was
How much
at it.
time have we been on here?
We've been on for about an hour and 5 minutes.
No shit, that went by so fast.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, I mean we got a few more minutes before the stuff starts dying.
Yeah, so TJ, just share with us, like, what's up with you? What are you up to right now?
I've been in
Where are you
Cincinnati,
working?
but I'm trying to get out. I'm starting to get back into the job application pool, but I don't know. I'm deciding if I want to stay in town or if I want to leave. Like, cause like I've been saying for months I want to leave, but like I don't know. With the it's just like I'm looking at like the economy and things like that. And I'm just kind of like, do I really want to like with things going inflating and going crazy? Like, do I really want to like put myself in a vulnerable position where I'm like in a different city or a different state and I don't know anybody and I don't, and I'm living on my own dollar and I'm,
Move up
do
here.
I want to? I'm thinking about
Columbus,
it. I am.
There's I mean, it's obviously I just want you to hang out, but like I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, it's affordable to live here. There's a lot of opportunity because it's like
it's an up and coming town. It really is.
Everyone's always hiring because of Ohio State. Like, there's so many like everyone's just.
We're the fastest growing city in the Midwest.
Is that? Oh, okay, Midwest.
We are the fastest growing city in the Midwest.
Well, who do we have to compete with? Like
Chicago. We've got
but Chicago's already huge. So how much is it growing?
Right, but we do have some big cities in the
Milwaukee
Midwest.
as well is another bigger city. Oh, you got a phone call. But yeah, I don't know.
Gary, Indiana's growing big.
No.
Well, we've got. I mean, we're competing against. Cincinnati could be growing as fast as Columbus, but it's not.
Yeah, you're right.
Cleveland could. It's not.
The other
Indianapolis could. Indianapolis is a new city like Columbus. It's not. So Columbus has got it going
would
on.
Nashville even be? I don't think that would be considered Midwest.
I'd say that's
Midwest.
South.
Yeah, that's more South.
It's not Midwest,
Nashville's
but
got to be popping.
it is one of the few cities.
Maybe we'll do this in Nashville next time.
Yeah, we'll catch a flight.
But yeah, I mean Columbus and everything that I hear. I mean, I live here. I'm not trying to, so I am a little biased, but I will say that people that come from out of town, come from different schools, are impressed by like,
Are they really?
you go to Short North.
Short North is nice,
Dude, it's young people on
Everyone
Friday
likes
and
Short North.
Saturday night. It's just filled with young people, and you're just going
Short
bar
enough is cool.
hopping. And yeah, it's like Standard Hall. I don't know if you've been there in a long time, but dude, it's like, it reminds me of Midway, but for post-grads. Like, everybody goes to Standard.
It's funny.
Everybody goes to Pint House. It's like Midway and Bulls for post-grads. It's pretty cool.
We were with
Pine House is fun too.
Shooter.
Yeah, that's my favorite bar.
I like Pine House more than Standard. We were with Shooter the last 2 nights for like playing poker, and then also saw him like to watch the Bengals game, and he says he goes to Standard like 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Just like,
if you want to meet people,
that's
go
where
to
I'd
Standard.
imagine. That's where I'd imagine. Where you go.
Standard was fun.
If you want to meet the bar crowd, I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
if you like readers, go to the library.
Standard's got underrated food too.
I've never heard
I had
that
their
they
thing
had
the
good
first
food.
time. The first time I ever went to Standard,
good
we got food
sliders.
there.
Really?
Yeah, I did get the sliders.
The sliders are good.
And I don't think I'm ever gonna get food.
Let's go get there
but
tonight. We'll get food at like 1 a.m. Like,
I don't think they serve
Their
food
kitchen's
past
closed,
No, yeah, no chance.
Yeah.
certain time, but
Oh, there was a guy. Oh, last time I went to Standard, there was a dude rolling a blunt in the back area, which like I guess Standard's chill enough to do that. But I was like not trying to drink much more. It was like it was like 1 a.m. and I was like trying to hit this. Like, how do I hit this? Like, and I told him I'd pay him a couple bucks to hit it. And then I said like, yeah, forget the money, but I'll just swallow that. I Wu-Tang the Roach.
Wow.
to get to like the last.
he
like,
paid to Wu-Tang the Roach.
I didn't pay. I didn't end up paying him. I did not pay him. But I just. I was drunk.
does that
but, like,
burn?
Nah, I've done it a couple times. It doesn't really burn.
Does it just like immediately go
it's
out
like-
as soon as it touches your
yeah,
tongue
exactly.
kind of thing? Yeah.
As soon as you get in the it goes out, and then yeah, you just kind of swallow it like you would do any big size pill.
He does it every time he smokes a
I
blunt.
do, yeah, it's yummy, and it helps with fiber.
Yeah.
The fiber.
It has fiber in it. Yeah.
Yo, TJ, I wanted to say, I guess I wanted like the 4th of July thing where you saying we parked out there. I kind of want to tell that story real quick.
Yeah, go
4th of
ahead.
July.
Okay, so like we went out with Kevin, and we went.
You sure you want to tell this story?
I think it's funny. Yeah,
Okay,
I don't
yeah,
really
go for
care.
it.
I don't really
Okay.
care. I really haven't told a lot of people that, but like, so
You're
we
telling
go
the
out.
entire world right now.
I know. We go out with Kevin and Nick, and we meet them at some random house party that's out in German
way.
Village that way, south of Columbus. Random party, like we know nobody there besides the people we came with and Kevin and Nick. And at that time, I didn't really know them well. I still don't really. But we end up like hanging out there for a while. We leave the party around midnight. We might have maybe gone to one bar, but I was like ready to call it a night around like 12:30. I get an Uber back to here. And back to my car. And I'm in the Uber, and I just get hit by a movement. Like, and there was no way to get into their apartment or anything. And I'm literally like gripping the front seat of my Uber, like while she's trying to make conversation with me, and I'm just literally
You're about to yak?
sweating
No, he's
through.
about to take.
This is shit. About this shit. I'm literally just holding on, like we were having a decent conversation. And it hits me, and I just stop, and she's just like, "You okay?" I'm just like, "Yeah, fine. Just tired." And I get out and I start waddling to my car. No chance I'm making it. And like I said, it's like 12:30, so I go right behind my car. I'm right behind Cole's car, and I like push
in an open parking
push my
lot.
butt cheeks up against the pole there, and I just shit my brains out all over the fucking back
In an open parking
seat
lot.
of the open parking lot. Like, it was.
How did you wipe?
It was. I had paper towels in my car. Somehow, I literally had enough paper towels in my car to wipe, to make sure I could drive back, and to cover it up. But like literally, like I didn't like crouch down enough to where I was putting like I put my butt cheeks in between this metal fence, and like it just ran down the metal fence. Like, this was not a solid anything. And literally the next day, I leave, I drive home. All I can think about the whole way is like,
What does
it's
it look
huge,
like?
man. That's fucking huge. There's a huge puddle. And I just like, I'm just thinking the next day, I'm like,
Did you go back and see it? Did you go back to the crime scene?
I fall asleep at like 2 a.m. and I'm really thinking like, I set my alarm for like 6 a.m. I got to go back early and clean it up before anyone sees. And then I wake up the next morning and I'm like, fuck it, man.
There's no way I'm cleaning up this shit.
Bro, and think about this.
Rain in a week.
It's 4th of July. It's probably hot out. It's probably melting and bubbling in the sun.
Yes.
It's like a tar pit, man. But I was like, the reason I was freaking out is it was behind Cole's truck. So like they're gonna wake up and walk back and like know it was me. Like, how would they ever have known it was me? I was freaking out so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And it's still laying there. It's been about a month and a half, and there's still some
Somebody
stains.
posts in the active building app, I have somebody on camera taking a shit outside of the apartment. If you don't come forward in 36 hours.
And that would have been the part. The tough thing is I was so worried about that too. I was like,
Are there
they
cameras?
have cameras.
Yeah.
I'm about to move into this place. Like they're gonna deny me because they like have my license plate number.
They're gonna post pictures around the apartment. Wanted. And just get a picture of you taking a shit in the parking lot.
Dude, you're marking your territory. You knew you were moving in there. You're like, I'm gonna make a statement.
Ollie was probably going fucking crazy the next day.
Oh yeah, I bet, dude. He probably sniffed and licked it.
Yeah, I bet he did.
But and that stayed for a few weeks.
It did sit around for a while, but I didn't tell anybody until like a couple of days later and I was expecting someone to like tell me like, dude, someone did this outside our apartment, and it never came, and I was just like,
I walked by it every day and was just like, yep,
Smooth
still
criminal.
there.
Yeah, it's still
It's still
bubbling.
working. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for doing this, guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
this was fun.
This was a
fun as
cool
fuck.
reunion. We'll definitely do this again.
yes, 100%.
And anything you guys want to share before we go?
No, we're gonna get fucked up tonight.
That's it.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm excited.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I kind of want to start the night. So,
Let's do it.
I'm already a little buzzed.
yeah, thanks for watching. Check out the social media, all that stuff, and Twitter, Instagram, blah blah. Go to tjmartino.com. Go to the website, and more to come for sure. And thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Tej.
Thanks to you
Thank
guys.
you, TJ. Thanks for setting all this up and having us on.
No problem. It's easy. So, thank you guys, and let the beat drop.
That was fun as fuck, bro.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was awesome. I was so surprised we had already covered an hour.
Yeah.
Like by the end of that.
Oh, I'm ready to stand up.